Hey guys, what are your thoughts on abortion? Would you consider yourself pro-choice, pro-life, somewhere in the middle?
Pro-choice.
Pro-choice? Okay,
Yeah.
would you say in every circumstance, or is there a certain line you guys would put, or where are your thoughts?
I don't know, I haven't thought too much about
Sorry,
it.
really cool.
No, you're good. Yeah, can I give you guys a pamphlet?
Yeah.
Awesome. So
Thank you.
I would just tell you that I'm not gonna hide this from you. I actually am pro-life, but we're just out here because we really think that pro-life, pro-choice people and people in the middle really do actually have a lot in common. Sometimes we just talk past each other.
Yeah.
I don't think the other side is evil or anything like that. I think we all genuinely care about people. But kind of where we're coming from is we believe in human rights for all human beings. And I'm sure you guys do too. Let's go. So kind of where our position is coming from in the pro-life messages is if we're looking at the science, we know from science that when two human parents reproduce, what species is their offspring? Wouldn't it be human? So if abortion directly ends the life of an unborn human being, wouldn't that be a violation of human rights? What are your thoughts on that, I guess? Just hearing that perspective, and I know you guys said you're pro-choice, but I'd love just to hear your view on that.
Personally, because I know there are some circumstances where you should be able to rape or something, and also I feel sometimes you can't tell if it's a circumstance like that. So saying you can't do that could really
if that was the
affect someone.
default or
yeah,
something.
that could really affect someone negatively, I feel like.
Yeah. Do you have certain situations where you think okay, in this situation abortion would be okay, in other situations these wouldn't be okay?
Not really.
Okay.
I kind of think
yeah.
if you were being forced to commit something, but no one could tell that, and they would tell you, no, you
rape
can't
or something like that.
Kind of, yeah. But if it wasn't obvious.
Right, it's kind of hidden and stuff.
Yeah.
And those situations are terrible, and I just want to agree with you. I'm actually so glad you do care about that, because I think a lot of people just say oh, well, that's just 1% or something like that, and I think that's actually super harmful to phrase it like that, because I've known women who have been in horrible abusive relationships and stuff like that, and it should be treated that is so important. That needs to be fixed. Kind of how we see that is there's kind of with an analogy, let's say that there was a woman who was horribly abused in that way. I'm 18 right now. I can't let's say she's a teenager, she's going to college, and this horrible thing happens to her, she gets pregnant, but she decides to have the child. So the child is now born, but she's 18, she wants to finish her degree, her parents aren't helping her. Let's say worst case scenario, this child starts to develop more and this child starts to resemble the rapist. Obviously, this woman's pain and trauma is 100% real, and as Americans, especially as someone who's pro-life, we need to do something for this woman, and it's not being done to help her enough. But I think whether you're pro-life or pro-choice, all of us would say it would never be okay for her to kill that toddler to save her from those problems. And this is just an analogy, I'm not saying this is actually happening, but kind of our question is, if we wouldn't kill that toddler in that really painfully hard situation, that's rape is a human rights violation in and of itself, if we wouldn't kill the toddler for that reason, why would we kill that same child 6 months or 9 months earlier for the same reasons if both are human and you believe in human rights for all human beings? That's kind of our stance on that. Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts on that? Or
I mean, I do kind of see that stance, but also the birth of a child could hurt the person, or they could not realize how unfit they were, and then later on, they could give the child up for adoption, maybe.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you think maybe an adoption would be an option for that? Is that what you're saying? Or
kind of, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. And also, I also think the adoption industry and the foster care industry are totally not up to date for that.
Yeah,
so kind of what we're
not.
saying is we want to help women in hard situations. We want to help the foster care and everything. It's not perfect. It's very sad. We're a first world country, just where it is right now. It's not perfect. But we want to upgrade that. But also we don't want to eliminate the problem by eliminating people, so kind of helping both. That's what we're trying to just spread awareness for and everything like that. But thank you guys for sharing your thoughts. I don't like how this is a taboo topic anymore. People should be able to express their opinions, and you guys have been great. I'm Lillian, by the way. What's your name?
Nice to meet you, Emily.
Nice to meet you, Emily. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, and I'm sorry I'm keeping you guys freezing.